Hey folks, how are we doing? Time for another video. Been a while since I posted. I really don't have much to show, but it's just one of those times when you kind of feel the itch to post a video. So though there's not much here, I just want to show you what I have acquired in the last little bit. Now, in the last month or so, if you watched my videos or if you watched LJ's videos or both, you're probably sick to death of hearing us talk about Marillion. So in honor of that, I'm going to show some more Marillion. Alright, not a lot though. We'll start with this one. This is Marillion's album, Holidays in Eden. This is a Hogarth era album. I believe his second with the band. There we go. And bought this used online, but got a good copy of it. And this is a badass album. I even though it's like really commercial sounding compared to the Fish era, it's still a good record, I thought. And it came with the original insert. So there's the insert, the picture of the band. The back has lyrics and custom label here. And scored myself a pretty clean copy. And it has, of course, the album artwork on this side. Very clean album, no skips, no scratches, pops, all that shit like that. Very clean, used copy for a reasonable price. So I was really lucky to score this online. Because I knew I was not going to find it in the wild. So might as well find it where I could find it. The first 3 songs on this album are really good. I love the first 3 songs on here. And we're talking about Splintering Heart, Cover My Eyes, and The Party. Just some great songs. And well, whole side 1 is great on this one, because after those 3 songs, the ballad No One Can follows it. And I mean, I do believe the band was kind of forced to be a little bit more commercial by their label, which was EMI. And it does reflect some of the songwriting, but regardless of that, it's still a great album and still fantastic. The song Holidays is the title track. Holidays in Eden is really good. I like Dry Land. This is some really good stuff here, so I was really happy to pick it up and add it to the Marillion collection. It even came with the original hype sticker there. And this is somewhat of a promotional copy here, as you can see by the sticker there. But really cool addition to the Marillion vinyl collection. This is the latest addition to the Marillion CD collection. It's the 24-bit remaster of Clutching at Straws. There we go. Really nice. This is a 2 CD set. The second CD being demos. After this album, they did some more writing and recording with Fish, demo recording, and which led to Fish leaving the band. And so we have like early versions of the song Season's End, early versions of the song Berlin on this demos collection, which makes up the second disc. And the artwork on the CD itself, I gotta show you that. The artwork on the CD looks really cool. I really dig. That's the Clutching at Straws album. So that's the CD for that. And the demos CD has that artwork to it. It looks really badass. Normally I don't get into CD artwork, but you gotta admit that looks pretty fucking cool. And I mean, a lot of the artwork on here is really cool too, as well as this little drawing here. That looks pretty nice. What's interesting about this collection here is the CD booklet, as you can see, real nice. It does have a short story or some words written in here from Fish himself, if I could just find it where it starts here, because it also includes the lyrics. Fish in his own words, and this whole long story here, basically telling the events that led him to leaving the band, being kind of burnt out on the road, you know, non-stop touring, turning him into a raging alcoholic. But for the band to generate enough income, they had to do more shows and more shows, more shows. And that eventually led him to leave the band. The whole thing with the band's manager gets into it, and you get one side. Besides Fish's side of the story, you know, Mark Kelly, who's the keyboard player, writes some words here. I don't know if he's talking about Fish leaving because haven't read this part yet, but I think he tells his sides of things, I guess. And there's also something written here by Ian Mosley, who is the band's drummer. Again, haven't read it yet. Too busy listening to music to really dive into it. Read the one about Fish though, and that was written by Fish. That was really interesting. But this is a great CD set. It even has the artwork, besides a lot of miscellaneous photos. It has the artwork for all the 12-inch singles that came out for Collection at Straws, all the singles for the album. So there they all are in one, you know, in one page there. So hopefully when I'm vinyl digging next, I can come across some of these and add them to the collection. But this was really cool. I really dug this. The demo CD is really badass. They're really badass. I mean, it also has early versions of Sugar Mice and White Russians, which the demo versions of those songs sound real rough, but I'm always interested in those sort of things. Real rough demos. You can hear what later became the finalized song. So, real interesting this, and a real interesting listen, so real glad that's in the collection. The last thing from Marillion, then I'll shut up about Marillion. A Blu-ray DVD that came out from Marillion. This is Marillion Brave Live 2013. Last year, Marillion got together for Marillion Weekend, which is like their convention fan weekend, where they play a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, either in Montreal, Canada, or in France, or it's always in different locations. And they play all weekend. They play Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I believe this might have been a Saturday show. They played the album Brave in its entirety, which was really fantastic. I have friends that actually went to this show and saw it in person, and then they emailed me and told me that there were cameras there and it would be available for release on video, so I was really happy for that. Not much going on the inside as far as packaging, but this is brilliantly shot in HD. Absolutely gorgeous. Big production too, what they did with lights and video screen. And they really made a big production out of it, other than just getting up there and playing the songs. They really gave it a look, which was fantastic. And they play this album in its entirety live, and they do a fantastic job of it. Just absolutely brilliant. Brilliantly shot. The extras on here are really nice. Besides the whole Brave album live, we have the songs Rich, The Damage, Trap the Spark, Warm Wet Circles, Drilling Holes, Out of This World, Season's End, and The Space. And that's really great. And then as a bonus extra, they give you 3 songs from the Friday night show, which was Hooks and You, Cover My Eyes, and Slante Moth, or however the hell you say that. During Slante Moth, as the band was going into the second verse, Hogarth let the band play on, and he addressed the crowd. He says, "I'd like to propose a toast." And he raises his glass up and he goes, "This is to Fish." And he, takes a drink, and of course everyone's applauding crazy. And I thought that was a classy move by Hogarth, because Hogarth's been the lead singer for Marillion 25 years this year. And within those 25 years, I know he's eaten a wrath of shit from hardcore Marillion fans who just miss Fish. And when Hogarth sings the Fish era songs, he still sings it with his whole heart and gives it everything he has, as he should. And he never half-asses singing the Fish era songs. So I just thought that was a classy move by him, just to toast Fish during one of the Fish era songs up on the crowd, just to show mad respect I'm sure he has for Fish. So this was a brilliant concert. It's hard to watch all in one sitting, but some great stuff on here. Another concert video I recently picked up was from the band Vertical Horizon, and it's called Tour Book 1999 through 2001. I'm a huge fan of Vertical Horizon. The last 3 or 4 albums I own on CD, because there's no vinyl to be found of Vertical Horizon that I know of, let's put it that way. And this is a pretty neat DVD. I wish there was more live content than there is on here. It only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs recorded live at the House of Blues in LA. And then it has some music videos from the album Everything You Want, and it has also a picture gallery set to live music and a 40-minute interview of the band, giving the whole history of the band to that point, 2001, how they met, how they started up, how they earned their bones on the road, and finally got signed and hit with a huge album. So this was taken at the peak of their popularity, I guess, which was the album, like I said, Everything You Want. And it has the hits on here live, which is You're a God, Everything You Want, and The Best I Ever Had. And the other two live songs are Send It Up and We Are. This is a great band. I wouldn't say they're legendary or anything, but ever since this album, the Everything You Want album, they put about 3 or 4 CDs out after that. And those were great CDs, probably better than the one that actually had the hit records on it. But because they weren't getting very big support from their label, those CDs are pretty much going almost unnoticed unless you're a big fan of the band. They really didn't grab anyone's attention for that matter. And I think it's too bad because they still continue to put out great music after the album Everything You Want. Neil Peart of Rush plays drums on, I believe, 2 or 3 songs on the album Counting Out the Days, and then the recent album they put out, which is called Echoes from the Underground, he plays drums on one song, which is called Systematic. So it's great to hear Neil Peart's drumming on something else besides a Rush song. So really cool. And this was a great video, actually. Like I said, I wish there was more live content, more concert footage on here, but this is a band that really doesn't put out much video, and I felt really lucky to find this. So really cool to add this to the video library. Alright, I'll show some records here. There's not a lot of it here, but I'll show you what I got. From OMD, a 10-inch single for the song Messages, from OMD, Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark. I've never seen this before. I saw this in his shop, used for like $5, and I grabbed it because I knew I would never see it again. And on the B side of the single, we have the song Waiting for the Man and Taking Sides Again. And the label is Din Disc. If I could just take it out here. There we go. Din Disc and 10-inch single. So Messages is a great song, or one of the earlier OMD songs from the early 80s. Really great. And you know, unfortunately, this is not the best of copies. It is badly warped. I don't know if you could see this. There's a big warp right there in the record. I'll try to show as best I can, but trust me, folks, there's a terrible warp. You can kind of see it there. You see how that kind of goes up there. Yeah, so when I play the turntable, Neil just goes boop, boop, boop. But it still plays pretty good. It still plays really well. It doesn't skip. And as far as it coming out of the speakers, it sounds great. I won't play it too often because this thing's so badly warped I don't want to damage anything. But I just wanted to have it because to me it's rare. I don't think I'll ever see this again unless I order online. So I was real happy to put this in the Marillion collection despite it being so badly warped. But it still plays. I'll probably only play it the one time. I just wanted to have it. From Pat Benatar, this 12-inch single for the song All Fired Up. Someone who gets made fun of a lot is Pat Benatar. I don't know why. She is gorgeous. She has a rockin' voice. She kicks a lot of ass, and she still tours. And she still sings her songs mostly in the original key. So what's there not to like? And it's a gold stamp promo. This single, and really dig this song. This was a good song. I can't remember the label. No, okay, Chrysalis. So there we go. Really cool. So real happy that is in the collection. Pat Benatar is just a badass in my opinion. She has a great voice and always liked her music. So, and I got damn near almost every album she put out. So really happy to have that. And from Michael Jackson, 12-inch single for the song The Way You Make Me Feel. A lot of them, most of the stuff on here are dance remixes and a dub version, which really didn't interest me all that much. But what is really cool on here is there is an a cappella version of the song, The Way You Make Me Feel. And all that is what it sounds like. It's just some percussion. Percussion being a little bit of shaker, a little bit of hi-hat, and some finger snaps, just where you know the tempo is. And just his voice. Just his voice and his harmonies in the back of vocals in the chorus. And that's it. You just get a version of just him singing the song. And with just that, you know, it's amazing to hear. Michael Jackson was the real deal. And this is like 80s Michael Jackson. When I heard that a cappella version where it's just his voice and a little bit of shaker, some hand snaps, finger snaps, I mean, the whole song was right there without hearing any keyboard, bass, guitar, nothing, drums, nothing. The song was there just in the voice. And like I said, the guy's the real deal. The guy was a major talent. A big loss when he passed away. So I mean, that's really the version of the song on here I like. The rest of them are just a typical dance remix, but that a cappella version is going to get a lot of plays from me because that was great. And what better way to piss off a VC member than to show some Beatles? Why do the Beatles get so bashed on the VC? Not everybody, but there's a few people who think someone showing Beatles records is pretty goddamn boring. I'm not saying this is a grail or anything, but it's something I was missing in my collection. It's the best of the Beatles, 62 through 66, the red. I already have the blue. And I can't even say I like every song on here. I mean, I like almost half of the songs on here. The earlier stuff like Love Me Do and Can't Buy Me Love and I Want to Hold Your Hand, I don't listen to that shit. But I like Hard Day's Night. I like 8 Days a Week. I Feel Fine, Ticket to Ride Yesterday. And as it gets kind of later in the career, I start listening to more. That earlier stuff, I could take it or leave it. But this was a pretty clean copy. We all seen the gatefold before, and it's an Apple pressing. There we go. So it's an Apple pressing of the album, and this was. I enjoy having it. I didn't have to pay very much for this. I think this was like $8 or something, $8 or $9. 2 album set, so I was happy with this. I listened to it only one time so far, but I did love what I heard. Obviously, we've all heard these songs before, but nice thing to have in the collection, and I really, really dug this. So, real happy to put the best of the Beatles, 62 through 66, the red, in the collection. I wanted to bring something up since I talk about Marillion too goddamn much. I was going through some of my old music books, and I had one on Rush during the 80s. And I'm flipping through the book, and I see a picture of the band posing in front of Radio City Music Hall in New York. Obviously, they were on tour in '84, and the album they were supporting was Grace Under Pressure. And there's a picture of the band in front of Radio City Music Hall, because for a band, that's quite a big achievement to be able to play that venue. And I looked at the marquee, and I noticed on the marquee, of course, Rush is in big letters, but the support act was Marillion. So opening for Rush was Marillion. And I would think to myself, well, how awesome is that? You go to a show in '84, and I think at the time, Marillion probably was supporting the album Fugazi. That's the album they were touring and supporting at the time. It had to be. And how awesome would that have been to see, very early stages of Marillion, and then here comes Rush right after that, and their touring of Grace Under Pressure. That might have been like the dream show to go to for me. See Marillion open for Rush. That would have been a dream come true. Shows from the old days. I wish I had been to that one. That would have been incredible. Well, that's gonna do it for me, folks. Like I said, not much here. Hope everyone's doing well. Lately, I've been picking up quite a bit of subscribers. So welcome to the channel. Glad to have you. Leave me some comments, and as always, we'll get a little chat going. Hope everyone's doing well, and I'll see you in the next video.